You thought Firelink Shrine was just a resting point? A cozy checkpoint before your next death? Think again. Behind every flickering flame, there's a forgotten truth. Behind every bonfire, a sacrifice. These are 7 dark facts you didn't know about Firelink Shrine, and they might change how you see the entire Dark Souls universe forever. Fact 1. Bonfires are linked to the first flame. The first flame is a crucial point to the overall story of Dark Souls. It is the concept to which almost everything in the series moves toward or moves from. The first flame became the herald that transitioned the world from the Age of Ancient to the Age of Fire. During the New Age, the first flame acted as the source of life for many creatures. Every single bonfire in the game is linked to the first flame. One might even say that the first flame was the first ever bonfire. Once the player arrives at the kiln of the first flame, it clearly has the same design as a bonfire until it is once again lit. Fact 2. Some people consider lighting fires sacred. There is one particular covenant in the world of Dark Souls that seeks to kindle bonfires to keep the power of the gods alive. This covenant is the Way of White. The Way of White is thought to be followers of Lord Gwyn, which makes sense if the covenant's purpose is to kindle bonfires, similar to Gwyn's desire to keep the first flame alive. Interestingly, Gwyn in Welsh means white, therefore the covenant's name could be loosely translated to the Way of Gwyn. One known head bishop of this covenant, Allfather Lloyd, is closely related to Lord Gwyn. Fact 3. Gwyn used humans to keep the first flame alive. When the first flame initially showed signs of withering, it worried Lord Gwyn, for he knew the death of the first flame marks the beginning of the Age of Dark. Not wanting to let this happen, Gwyn was desperate to keep the first flame alive. He even shepherded humans to kindle the flames, which is another way of saying he led humans to their death in order to keep the fire burning. According to the Homeward Bone, bonfires are fueled by the bones of the undead. Perhaps these bones belong to the humans Gwyn shepherded to the first flame. Humanities can also be used to kindle bonfires, which is a reference to this fact. Fact 4. The souls of firekeepers are tied to the bonfires. The firekeepers are the guardians of the bonfires in the world of Dark Souls. According to the Firekeeper soul item, the Firekeepers are the corporeal manifestation of the bonfires they guard, which is why a bonfire dies out once the Firekeeper also dies. Firekeepers also have the ability to upgrade Estus flasks, which is interesting since Estus flasks become replenished once a player rests at a bonfire. If the bonfires are capable of replenishing Estus flasks, and the souls of firekeepers are tied to bonfires, it only makes sense that they have the ability to make Estus flasks more potent. Fact 5. The sword in bonfires. Sticking out of every bonfire is a long material that resembles a melee weapon. Some believed it was a sword, while others thought it was just a fire poker. That was until Dark Souls 3 settled this discussion once and for all. As it turns out, that material is indeed a sword. Specifically, it is the coil sword, which is a tool found in Dark Souls 3. A different variation of this sword, called the Firelink Greatsword, is used by the soul of Cinder, the manifestation of previous lords who linked the first flame. In Dark Souls, nothing is just gameplay. Everything is lore, everything is sacrifice. Next time you sit by the fire, ask yourself, what burned to keep it lit?